All right, today is Saturday, the November 6th. I received something new today. I got a new TrueScan by LiveScanner. I got it in UPS yesterday, and I'm just now starting to install it this morning on Saturday. It's windy out there, pretty high wind gust. It got cold here in North Carolina, but we're going to get this installed. But I just wanted to talk about it a little bit. They sent me the new TrueScan by LiveScanner transducer mount for my live scope. But what we're going to do is we're going to put on the new Mega Live. I'm in the process of installing that as well. So it came with the new foot pedal with the variable speed, with the new display to let you know what speed it's in based off the light on the display, which is a real neat update from the original one. And also it's got the TrueScan technology, which basically could make any one of your live transducers basically kind of like a Mega 360 Humminbird. It's Mega 360 by basically pushing down these two pedals at the same time, and then you can adjust the speed that it turns. It doesn't quite go 360, but I believe it goes 340. I could be wrong on that, but it goes close to 360. And it scans back, and you can set what adjustment it is. And I think that would work for bass fishing myself as well, because a lot of times I'm just cruising down the bank, and I might set that up on the TrueScan and just let it scan while I'm kind of throwing against the bank or whatever and kind of look for fish, and then I can just stop it at any time and kind of go into that direction. But it came in. I've got the remote control set up like I had in my original one, and I've also got their new swing bracket. That bracket's, man, that gotta have it. They've also done this thing's beautiful. I mean, they've done improvements on whatever material they're using. I don't think this is powder coat, but it's something, and I'm not an expert on what the coatings are on these, but man, they are nice. This swing bracket, they've improved it. I see a different handle on it. Just everything just looks, man. I mean, the first one was excellent, and I just didn't see how they could improve that one any better. And then here they come out with this one, and man, this thing's going to be nice. And that's the swing bracket, and I will get a little close-up picture here in a minute. It came with the locking collar, some installation bolts for the Ultrex. That's what I have. We're going to be installing on a Minn Kota Ultrex. They sent me a lanyard for my remote control and a real nice koozie for my drinks. That's real nice of them to do that. But everything here, man, nice. Also, now I haven't got it installed, but I believe, if I'm not mistaken, because there's not a light switch on here anymore, so I believe, and I could be wrong, but when you power the unit on, I believe the LED that shows you what speed it's in, it also it lights up the LED arrow on what direction your transducer is pointing. I believe on the last one, I think you had, on the last one there was a separate switch that you had to turn on and turn off to get the light to come on. I believe that the light just comes on whenever you turn the unit on, if I'm not mistaken. But when we get it installed, we'll check that out. All right, here's a close-up look at what we've got going on here. The TrueScan by LiveScanner. This is kind of how it came. This is how it came packaged. The foot pedal here with the lighted display. You've got on, off, you know, that will, I guess each light will light up on what speed it's on. That's pretty neat because you get used to using one speed. If you lock down on a brush pile, it's good to kind of know where that speed was when you turn it off. And I think that's going to be great. Here's the remote control box. If you get that option, I'm assuming that's an option. I haven't looked at that, but I believe that's an option, an upgrade. You get your remote control units, and I'm going to tell you right now, the remote control unit is, in my opinion, is worth every penny of the upgrade. I use that quite a bit, even when I'm casting for bass. I keep that little remote in my hand while I'm casting, and man, it works great. So that's definitely something I've got to have, is a remote control. Here's the new swing mount. Look at that. That is really nice. And what that's for, of course, is if you've got you got a tarp and you don't want it sticking up in front of the trolling motor where it makes it difficult to put your tarp on. That's a great feature. I know that there's some others out on the market that mount on the front of the trolling motor that you can adjust. So you've got to basically take the thing off, or you've got to modify your cover to get it to work. Another thing is a lot of the others in the industry, you know, what few that are out there that I have even seen, the remote control, you either have to have the remote or the foot pedal. With TrueScan by LiveScanner, you can basically have both worlds. You don't have to unplug and rewire anything to use a remote control unit. But anyway, that is why I like that. I mean, that is a nice piece of equipment. All you have to do to install this, really the way they have it designed now, there's no big box. I'm assuming most of the control now is inside of the foot pedal. I'm not for sure about that, so I don't want to make claims like I know, because I haven't asked them. But I do know that this is the only box you need, and that's the box for the remote control. And all you got to do is just put this on 12-volt supply. That's it. I mean, that's all you got to do. Wire it in. It comes with its fuse in here. I'm not for sure on the amperage, but whatever it is, I'm sure they've got their unit protected really well there. And I'm just going to hook it to a power supply in the front. I had my other one hooked to my dedicated line to my electronics, and I never had any interference at all. But this time I'm going to just stick this one on another supply that's on the boat up front. And the reason why is I kind of ran out of a place to land it on my fuse box for my electronics, because I've added so much. The Mega Live is going to take up where the LiveScanner was wired to. But let's get this thing installed. Alright, I'm in the middle of doing a bunch of rewire to put the new Mega Live that I purchased. And so I decided to kind of clean up some wiring, so I've still got a mess. So you're going to see a bunch of wires. I'm working on doing some things right now. This is the transducer for the live scope that I'm actually going to run both live scope and Mega Live. What I decided to do is mount the live scope on the trolling motor barrel. I've ran it that way before. There's no interference. It works good that way. And I'm going to use my Mega Live on my TrueScan LiveScanner mount. Now I also run, as you can see, a HUMMINBIRD 360, and you can see how the HUMMINBIRD 360, you know, this mount, I always mount mine on the outside, but really all you have to do to mount the true scan on with the swing mount is remove these 2 bolts, and he put some longer bolts in there. I just put it right over top of it. That's the way I ran my other one. And then if you can see, your kickstand under here has 2 bolts. Now those bolts basically are long enough, if I'm mistaken. When we get to installing it, I'll let you know. But the 2 bolts that he sends them. I believe those bolts actually you can reuse. I think they're long enough to reuse but you got to put that on the outside of the swing mount from TrueScan. But we'll get it installed here in a little bit and let you know how that goes. Alright, I just wanted to show you how I installed that swing mount. Actually, I told you wrong. These bolts, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 that come actually with the 360 mount. But these are the 2 top ones you'll have to remove, and they are long enough to put back in and catch plenty of thread. So what I ended up having to do is I removed these 2 bolts, and the kickstand, if you can see it, you actually have to put the kickstand underneath the swing mount. And then he has 2 long bolts that the LiveScanner includes with TrueScan that are 2 Allen head bolts, or same thread pattern, and they're the 2 longer ones. You'll have 2 long and 2 short. The short I don't even use. I didn't end up using. But the 2 long ones, you'll have to remove the ones, these, you have to remove your kickstand bolts that come from, I believe, from the Ultrex. And then you'll put the 2 long ones in there. And that's all you do, and tighten it down. So as you can see, you know, if you want to unloosen it, you know, you can swing it, you know, out of the way, or you can put it up toward the front of the trolling motor. That's where I run it at, to keep it in front of the trolling motor, so the transducer doesn't pick up the trolling motor. Alright, now let's get the TrueScan installed in the swing mount. So all you do is, they've already got this on, this locking collar with this nylon bushing. All you do is stick it in to the swing bracket. Alright, and just take your locking collar, go ahead and put that on, tighten it down. Okay, and whatever length, you know, I'm going to put, you know, you can adjust it up or down, or however tall you want it, but I'm going to make it where I want my transducer to clear the 360, so I'm going to have it long enough. But yet, you don't want you want to make sure that the distance between the bottom and your blade on your trolling motor don't hit. So I think that's about the right height. Then you take the locking collar that they provide, and the tapered end, there's a bushing, and it's actually beveled. You want the beveled end going toward the front. So you just slide this on. Slide that all the way up. Take your locking collar. that's it. That's all there is to it. Alright, so once you get it in there, you just want the TrueScan motor head unit to be lower than your Ultrex, because when the Ultrex is spinning around in spot lock, you want to make sure it's lower. Then if you want to adjust it, you just take your handle and just move it out of the way for your cover for your boat. And that's all you have to do. Then you get ready to go fishing, take your cover off, raise it all the way up, lock the handle down, and you're good to go. All right, we've got the TrueScan by LIVESCANNER transducer mount mounted on the swing mount that we did earlier, and I have now what I've done is, and there again, don't overlook all my wiring mess. I'm in the process of redoing things and installing the Mega Live along with trying to use the live scope at the same time. But what I've done is I've got a power source in the boat. Your unit will come, this is the remote control module if you get that option. Now what I have done is I have taken the black for ground, the positive to a red, and that's all there is to wiring it. Now in order to get the wires through your hole, you've got to be able to get that plug through there. So in order to get that plug, you've got to take it loose. Now I want to show you something. There's a red latch. It's got to be in the up position all the way up, and you're going to push on the bottom here and work the plug out. So I wanted to show you how to remove the remote control module in case you order it with the module, so you can feed your wiring through your bow plate or however you're going to do it. But you're going to have a hole big enough for this plug, which it's not very big. But once you have that latch pulled up, then you're going to hold down on it and just work the plug out back and forth easy. Just work it out and it'll come undone just like that. So then all you got to do is feed through whatever through your bow, and then you're going to want to plug it back up. That's all you do. Then I've already got everything wired. I'm just going to put the remote control module in here. That way I can be able to close up my bow panel. Alright, that's all you do on the wiring part of it. Alright, what I've done is I've got the Mega Live installed on the TrueScan. Now I've still got to run all my wires, and I don't even have it actually hooked up, but I just wanted to show you how this works. After you've got it all wired up, all you do is turn it on, and see, you can see the LED lights. I'm on the third light. There's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I think if you have it in between, it's like half. But we're going to just leave it right here about the 4th light. And I'm going to show you how this thing works. So all we're going to do is we're going to push down on the right pedal, push down on the left pedal. pretty smooth. All right, now I'm going to take and lower down to 2 lights. Boy, that's slick. Smooth as can be. And that is a heavy transducer. This Mega Live is like almost 4 pounds. I think it's too heavy. Okay, now I'm gonna take it down to 1 light. Got that 1 light there. And it is sweet. All right, I'm going to show you the how the remote control works. It has 4 buttons, two buttons on the bottom and 2 on the top, left and right on top. But let me show you. We've got it on the first light, and I think it even goes down lower than that. So what we're going to do is I'm going to push the remote, go the other direction. Boy, is that smooth. That is nice. There again, I'm going to have to get my wiring secured back. Now, let me show you what the TrueScan does. All you do is take and push both of the pedals at the same time, and that makes it TrueScan. So it's just moving automatically on its own. That is nice. So you can speed it up. That's just on a slow speed, which, I mean, most of the time I like that slow speed, so that's sweet. And if you want to stop it, all you do is hit that pedal and it'll stop wherever it was at when you hit the pedal to stop it to get out of the TrueScan mode. All right, one other thing that I want to show you, the feature, is this thing has a breakaway system in it, which is really neat. Especially as heavy as this transducer is. All you do is, if you snag or hit up and get something, all you do is just see it's got the breakaway system, so the shaft breaks away from doesn't damage the motor. It takes the strain off the motor. So then all you have to do, if you want to lock it back in place, is just swing it back up and it's locked back in place. That's all you do. So you want to grab a hold of it, break it away. If you want to dish it, put it back in, lock it back in place. That's all you do. Easy as can be. Another thing I wanted to bring up is LiveScanner is recommending that you get a support mount here to the trolling motor, and that is just for you know, going down the lake or whatever on rough water or hauling your boat. And the reason why is this transducer is, like I said, it's got to be close to 4 pounds. That sucker's heavy. So I could see why they want that. I mean, I wouldn't want to do any damage to anything, and there is some mounts on the market that I'm going to look at, that I'm going to have to get and put in here. So when you bring your trolling motor up, it's against that, you know, the mount. So we'll look at one of those. All right, we got it all installed. I'm going to button everything up and get all the wiring, the Mega Live wiring run up the TrueScan mount, and basically get everything all buttoned up, ready to go to the lake. I'm not sure what the wind's going to be like tomorrow, but I'm going to try to get out on the lake and try out the new TrueScan along with the Mega Live and do some comparison between it and the LiveScope. But I wanted everybody to see this new electric transducer mount. Like I said, I've ran the original one, the first one they came out, the Elite, for pretty much a year. I think it's been out, I'm not for sure when it came out, but I've had it for probably almost a year. And then now I've got the new TrueScan, and it's got all kinds of features in it. So we're gonna go try to try it out tomorrow if we can, if it's not too windy. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed to it. Any comments you can make, any questions you have about the LiveScanner company, let me know. Be glad to answer them. I do reply back. I don't always do it immediately, but I will get to back with you on your questions. Thank you.